Hello, good evening, and welcome to Conversations with Segun. My name is Segun MANUEL, and I'm excited to have you all here tonight. Can you hear me? If you can hear me, let me hear in the comments that you can hear me. I see everyone here up and ready for the conversations this evening. And tonight, we have a very special someone in the house today to join us in this conversation. His name is Onye Ubanatu. But last week, we had Rume Daniels here, and we talked about leadership in times of crisis. All right. Reva says, yeah, we're ready. Fantastic. Welcome, Reva. Says, yes, I can hear you. Louisa, Stella, welcome, loud and clear. Michael Getty says, wow, welcome. Ediri, oh, fantastic. All my guests have before says I can hear you. Fantastic, Ediri, welcome. How are you guys doing? All right, so first thing before I bring my guests for tonight on, please go and share this stream. Share this stream to your contact, wherever you're watching it now. Share it so that you can have them join, so that you don't enjoy this alone. Share it to your contact, all right? Share it. Don't start a watch party. No, don't start a watch party. Share the stream. There's that arrow that shows pointing upward direction. Use that arrow. Share the streams to your contact so that they can also be a part of this. My guest tonight is a fantastic young man. He's a worry boy, by the way, but he's doing so much more right now. I asked him to come join us today to talk about starting creative entrepreneurship and growing your creative enterprise. That guy has moved far and wide. If you see his bio, it is something that every young person today will want to see. Onye Ubanatu does not come easy, but we have him with us on the program tonight, and he will be sharing with us his experience from when he started up until now. Okay? So let me hear from those of you watching right now, for the people who are online already. Have you shared the stream? If you haven't shared it, go and share it. Share this video to your contacts. See, scrolling down there. Share this video to your contacts so that they can know that this is happening, and they can also come in here and learn. Our guest is in the studio already, so no fear, no wampa, no shaking, as we say in Worry. He's already in the studio. He's here. He's ready. I'm just waiting for you guys to come on. So let's get more people on the stream. Let's get more people on the stream. Share it. By the way, if you haven't already liked my page on Facebook, please do go like this page so that anytime we're coming on like this, you get to hear. Also, if you haven't subscribed to our page, our channel on YouTube, kindly subscribe so that anytime we come on like this, you can hear us and you can join us immediately. All right, it's going to be an exciting time this evening. First of all, I want to hear, for those of you who have joined this program up until now, what has been your gains on this program, and what do you like to hear from? What would be your take home today from Onye Ubanatu? Like I said, it's here already. Let me hear what you think in the comment section. All right, Mike Kugedi says, "Worry on board." Fantastic, Mike. Welcome. Alex Osage, all the way from the city of Benin. Welcome, Alex. How are you? All right, so I'm just taking a minute to hear what exactly it is you want to get from tonight's program, and we would what exactly do you want to get from tonight's program? Like I said, my guest is already in the studio, and I am bringing him up right away. Wisdom class says, wow, you're here. Priscilla Odege says, you are doing well, boss. Welcome. Welcome. Wisdom class says, wow. Okay, so guys, everybody that has joined already, go share this video to your contacts. By the way, like I said earlier, the guy I have tonight doesn't come easily. He's not just the waka passer. He's a guy that is extremely busy. As a matter of fact, tonight he's somewhere working, but I was able to grab him out from where he's working and to bring him to you tonight. So I want you to grab your pen, grab your paper, listen in, make sure you listen to everything he says, because everything he says is worth good money. I can guarantee you is what good is. This guy is one of my coaches. I'm going to bring him here so that you can hear him directly and you can gain from. Ladies and gentlemen, let's welcome my guy, my brother, I want to say extreme worry boy, but total worry boy, Mr. Onye Ubanatu. Onye Ubanatu, welcome to the program.
Oh my God. They leave here. You go sell me for market. How can you call me your coach? My brother. You that is my mentor. You're calling me your coach.
Even coach chef get coach.
That's so.
Any coach we don't get coach, then they'll check out.
Nice one, boss.
All right, welcome to the program. Guys, Onye Ubanatu is here already. You can see him live. He's in the studio. Like I said, if you have not already shared this stream, go and share it now. Let them know that Segun, one of Segun Manuel's coach, is live on set right now. Share it to your WhatsApp group. He's going to be sharing something that you will learn from tonight. You see, the thing about me is that I don't like to learn alone. When I get something, I always want to share. Somebody just asked me, he said, how does this StreamYard work? I said, okay, hold on. At the end of the program, I will share with you exactly how this works. I don't own it, so I shouldn't hide it from you. I should be able to share. The more you share, the more you actually get leverage. And that's how I operate. I got to speak at my first TED event because they asked me, can you get a venue for us? And I was like, oh, I have this venue, I have this venue, I have this venue. This one work like this, one work like this. I was willing to share.
Actually.
Yes. And at the end of the day, they said, oh, we need somebody who would speak at this TEDx, who grew up from this place. And there I was born in that place. I grew up there. I was already a speaker. So everything just clicked and boom, my first TEDx event. And boom, next day, I was sitting with the governor of Delta State, just like that. Onye Ubanatu, so let me go like this. I'm already excited just seeing you here. I'm already very excited. But I would go and follow my script by saying, my brother, you grew up in the city of Warri, went to did everything here with us in Warri here. Yeah. But somehow you started as a cinematographer from the city of Warri, but you went to Lagos. Tell us that story. That's your story. I think is actually a selling point. We can't talk about Onye Ubanatu without talking about that boy in the city of Warri who grew up in Ekpa and somehow found a video camera, and today he's gone way beyond just what a video camera can do. Tell us that backstory in 1-2 quick minutes.
Great stuff. First, I want to say a big thank you for having me, and for everybody here today. I just need you to understand that in this life, there's no such thing as a coincidence. And there's no such thing as, I don't get what you had to do, or, my guy, make I just join. Just know that you're here for a purpose. And also myself, how this happened that today we're doing it in this very moment confirms that in one way or another, our lives, has been designed by God even before we were born to function, or rather to collide or intersect at a certain point. So it's a great honor. I consider this a huge privilege, to be doing this with you, and it's a great honor as well. My story is very interesting. I was born, like he rightly said, I was born, bred, and raised in Warri. My life is characterized by what I call divine happening. I started in church like every other person. Started in church. I was a camera guy and also playing drums as well. Prior to that, I was this child that's very, 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 very inquisitive. How people think they come TV that time was a major problem for me. So I just wanted to know how people appear on TV. And as God will have it, my mom took me to the TV department, and then they showed me a camera. And from there, my eyes just popped open. But you see, even as I did that in that same city, few things, I found myself navigating towards certain things, back then in Warri. And one of them was the fact that I just felt that, look, there must be a reason, for the things that I was doing at the time. I was very talented. I was one of the best drummers. And also, people knew me as a guy that was very good with camera operation. So that time I would beat up, So we were very good with all those obituary events, wedding, and as a matter of fact, are they among those way that they call Otwege cameraman, you know. We not really go hang for they do them again, everybody go hang for front of the door of the motor like this. We go follow casket, we go record the casket from UBTH all the way to Warri. By the time the by the time the motor reach Sape like this, a breeze go just stash over, you know. But to me, it was some sort of adventure. It was fun. It was something that I felt deeply connected to. That passion, that raw passion for me. As at that time, I actually could not explain the propelling force. Now it's making sense. And from there, it got to a point where I just told myself that, come on, between doing this and between playing drums and doing camera work,
Camera.
something there was just something that was calling me. And as a matter of fact, I know all these I know you don't have for MANUEL, but of course I was getting like some small stipends from the people that I worked for. And then I was just a kid in primary school, secondary school. I just used this money for things, and stuff. But it got to a point. I said to myself that, you know, in as naive as I was at the time, I said to myself that look, there was more to just doing all these one-off events. And then I started realizing that I loved telling things from a place of beauty. And those times where I would look at TV, that an abandoned broadcasting service and NTA then, and then DBS came up, GBS, EBS came up later, and then ITV joined,
EBS.
right? I would see like images of Nigeria, in the news, international news, and then I'd be like, but wait, why be saying that they won't talk about Nigeria now? All those village, poverty, fly with the fly around, kwashoko, bus conductors fighting, the smoke from Molue buses. And I was like, see, there must be more, to this country and this continent. And of course, I looked at my environment and I was like, but there are other beautiful things now. And then I used to see images of Lagos as well from like the Nollywood movies, and I'll see like the skyscrapers, the buses, the yellow cabs. And I'll say to myself that, but they're beautiful places. Why say that anytime they want to tell stories of Africa, it's usually in that narrative, right? Usually that narrative told in that light. And so if you put all of this together, first, something was propelling me to a higher calling, which I could not explain as at that time. And we can describe that as passion, right? And as I grew in that, other things just started adding to that, which is then purpose. Now, purpose is, why am I so passionate? I wanted to tell African stories or Nigerian stories from a place of beauty, from a place of strength. And then I said, look, if I won't do this kind of thing now, it makes sense for me to now go to where people we know they do this thing already where they did. And Lagos was like the only place. So I made that move to Lagos. And the first place I got an opportunity to serve, not really work, it was really serve, was an advertising agency. Now, mind you, while I was in Warrior, I used to love this dating game show. No, it was a couples show called Your Choice. It was a family show called Your Choice. And I've always said to myself, no, not Your Choice. It was called Love Venture before they changed it to Your Choice. Love Venture, sponsored by Bacchus Tonic Wine. Now, I used to love that show. And I was like, man, this show, so now Nigeria, and I actually didn't know it was Nigeria was being produced until I moved to Lagos. But I was like, man, da, da, da. And then at one point, I saw the end credit. And then when I made that move to Lagos, the first place I entered, right, some guy gave me an opportunity. I went to the office, and guess what? That office, they were the ones producing that show that I loved so much that I'd always aspired, to be part of somehow, right? Good. So in Lagos, I got that opportunity. I started working as I made a clean equipment. I be camera assistant. It was an advertising agency that had a production arm. So that was where I got my first professional learning experience. And my brother, I know, I know if we get money to the go work as at that time, right? But you know what I did? Every night I will hide inside a wardrobe because I proper office, proper structure. I'll hide inside a wardrobe, boot myself in there. By the time everybody don't go out, I'll come outside. And what I'll do is I'll study manuals, I'll study the cameras, I would learn, I will visualize myself. I'll go to different office, sit on bosses chairs, and then I'll visualize that one day, I will sit down for boardroom. I'll be in a place where I'm actually leading. And as God will have it, from there, I worked there for about 8, 9 years and built experience, built capacity. Started out as a freelancer, and from there we started getting. I worked as a freelancer, yeah, but at one point, my brother, again, that same propelling force from beginning started telling me that almost this thing we do now, again, there's more. There's still more. You cannot just stay here to do the same thing, the same thing, the same thing over and over and over. So at a point, I was so broke, my brother, as a freelancer. So when I say freelancer is like you get like day jobs. And so a production company now wants to produce something, right?
They call you up to just come
Man,
and assist.
call lighting, call driver, so we just get those random calls and then we
Yeah.
go, right? But you see, I did this for some time, but I realized I was so broke and I was very frustrated, you know. But I had all this plenty name, MTN, Airtel, all of this. So one day I was home and then my niece came upstairs to meet me in the room and said, sister say, Mo collect money for bread. And then I was like, I don't have. And say that time bread now like 200 naira, that's loaf of bread.
Yes.
So I said, no, I don't get. And then my niece, she looked at me and said, but Uncle, but you dey travel now, you dey do all those work now, you dey see your name for TV, so you don't get 200 naira bread money. And I was like, no, I don't have. So she left. My brother, that thing hit me hard. That day, I made a decision. I said, I will never work for anybody in my life. So I took some time off. For like 2 years, I stopped freelancing. You know what I was doing? I was studying. I started, reading stuff and then, putting so much attention on myself, investing. And then during that process, I then realized that I needed to change my circle. I needed to build beyond just being a director of photography, cinematographer. I needed to understand what life was or is from a broader perspective. What all this skill and talent. Now, personally, I want to work for all the time. Why can't I galvanize this into helping other people? And all these mistakes where I don't make, I can actually turn into something for other people. And then boom, he hit me, and I said, okay, I was going to create a platform. So I spoke to a lawyer friend of mine, and she said, okay, you want to create a business and you need to register what name? I said, I don't get a name. I just choose any name. And she laughed at me. I remember that day. She laughed at me and said, no, you have to choose a name yourself. So I was like, okay. I'm a passionate person, and this is my life, And she was like, okay, great. So just call it My Passion, My Life. And I was like, okay, great. So register it.
So she actually chose the name for you.
Yeah, so I created My Passion, My Life because I just wanted to create a platform for young people to thrive, where I can articulate these mistakes that I made at a very early age, and then use it to inspire people, right? And that's how we created that. And to the glory of God, we've moved from just becoming just people filming random stuff to people who are actually consulting for corporate organization, multinationals. We've done PR projects for different countries, South Sudan, Senegal, and things. So, and we've consulted for presidents, former presidents as well. So this moving from that, like you described, that worry boy, a from boy who are you was Jacques. To this level, for me, I would just summarize it that number one, it was God. Number two, passion. And then beyond passion, we had to understand that passion is like passion is a fuel, right? And you need to set you need to set a course, which is purpose, and purpose then became like the key thing, you know, that just galvanized and just propelled me to, you know, where I am today.
Fantastic, fantastic. In the midst of all of that talk, outside my script now, I heard you talk about changing your network.
Yes.
They say that your network determines your net worth.
Absolutely.
How were you able to switch from the network that wasn't producing the net worth you wanted to this new network that now brought you to where you are now consulting for presidents, consulting for the. In fact, if you don't know, it's done something for President Segun Obasanjo, for Goodluck Jonathan, for everybody. That's everybody. I know he's doing something with one of the state governments now. I don't know if you want us to mention that, but Onye has worked across board. And I think from what you said, it took you to move from the network where you were just doing freelancing jobs to the network where you spoke with somebody who was able to say, okay, what you need is this, and gave you the guidance to starting a company, registering a company. How are you able to move? Because one of the problems with young people today is that we value our current network so much that we don't know how to move from there to a network that needs what we want, what we have, and can pay us for what we have, and we value what we have. Many people today, their problems is that they are in a place where the people commonize what they have. Their current network commonizes what they have, that they also, because the network around them commonizes it, have also commonized themselves to be, oh, this is not. So how are you able to move from that network to this network? If that's the only thing we learned today, aside our script, I think that would be fantastic.
All right. I like the fact that you picked on that, because that in itself can form an entire training syllabus for 1 week, you know. Sure. And I'll just try to summarize it quickly because I know you have more questions. How I changed my network is, like I did explain, first, I had to create a vision for myself. You know, you cannot attract what you are not. You only attract what you are. You only attract the things that you resonate. As a matter of fact, you know, humans, we are you see, science picked up this thing, this Wi-Fi Bluetooth thing from the science of humans, and God designed it that way. We basically attract who we are, and it's the truth. That's why sometimes you find out that even when you attract something that is lesser than you, or, you know, far above you, you will know with time. All right. So for me, when I stopped at that point, remember I said I took it upon myself to now begin to invest in myself, because I knew that for me to function in a certain circle, I needed to have, you know, their kind of mindset. Do you understand what I mean? You know, this is a simple reason why, you know, you've frozen a bit. So I hope I'm not talking to myself. Microphone check. I hope I'm not talking to myself. Can you guys hear me? Can you guys hear me? Because it looks like, okay, it says everyone can see and everyone can hear. All right, so I'll just keep going. So I needed to create. So when I created that vision for myself, I just told myself that, look, it is important to know that if you must, you know, attract something, at least, you know, go enter the place or attract the thing. Call the talk another thing, or call the go another place, you know. So what I did when I took that break, first thing, I had to address how I did sound. You know, so I worked on my mannerisms, my speech pattern. You know, me not worry about as on a pigeon with the TD. You know, that time, as a matter of fact, when I call Lagos that time, I go to tell like people they laugh. I go to tell them say I'm serious now, but they're going to laugh me. You know, because the accent was so funny that they just could not. You know, so and then Lagos that time, packaging, and then of course I had to work on my thought process. You know, so I started reading books. You know, I started investing in audio tapes that time. You know, I did buy cassette, all the audio cassette that time. buying CDs when it came out, and stuff. And so those, and of course, the kind of friends. So for me, the most important thing was I created a vision of myself, the kind of person I wanted to be, how I wanted people to perceive, the kind of life that I wanted to live, and in doing that, I had to change my thinking pattern, and then I had to address myself as a brand, how they talk, what's my style, what's my mannerism, what's the charisma that comes with, me as a person. Now, in doing that, life is very spiritual. We're all very spiritual beings. Once you begin to embody these things, naturally you would attract this. Even if you don't attract, by the time you get into that circle, the most important thing is you cannot pour old wine. You cannot pour old wine inside new bottle. I really they call and say pour new, one kind. But bottom line,
new wine inside old bottle.
I tell you, you cannot function effectively in an environment that you're not used to. So changing your circle, going from a zero net worth or zero network to that level, if you must do that, you must first of all understand how they operate in that area. By the time you begin to invest in yourself, find out how they think, what they eat, why they do the things the way they do it. And trust me, once you do that, you begin to attract them.
Fantastic. Thank you for answering that question. Though it was a detour from our line of discussion, I just thought to throw that in. And by the way, my network is acting funny, so it's taking me off and on. But thank you for continuing, even while I was away.
It's actually raining here in Abuja, but
it is raining in Warri too. So I think that's why MTN usually wouldn't have these challenges. But anyhow, I think we're making a headway. My next question would be, COVID-19 has been a game changer for everybody and everything, for governments, for organizations, for individuals. This actually started because of COVID-19. Before now, I used to have a program in a TV station where I had to wait for you to come into Warri, or I had to fly you into Warri. I had to make sure that I got the calendar right to have you in the studio, have all the security escorts. And when you come into the studio, I make sure I have 3 cameramen, I have a producer on standby, I have everything ready for you to, but just right with this during the COVID, when we couldn't do all of this, for example, you are in Abuja. I don't have to get you into Warri. I don't have to be in Abuja. There is Zoom. There's all of that. It has changed the trajectory of everything. How has it affected you as an entrepreneur? How has it affected your business? And how have you been able to pivot from there, even in the midst of all this COVID? Go ahead, sir.
COVID-19 for me, I'm an optimistic person, and I think COVID-19 was a pivotal point for a lot of people. Someone just wrote now and said, COVID is definitely a game changer for the better. And, thank you, Caro Ballo. Basically, that's how I see it. I've always been like that from day one. As a matter of fact, at a point, I was even getting drained from speaking at all kinds of webinars and seminars during the COVID-19, when the pandemic was like, at the speaking point, at the starting point, rather. But you see, it came with its form of challenges. And please, let me just use this opportunity to say a huge condolence to anyone who must have lost someone during the process, or know someone who lost someone. My huge condolences, and or someone who perhaps lost their jobs or got like a serious setback. But you see, I believe that every human evolution comes with a transition point. What we then evolve to then becomes the game changer. It is really not the course. So I've always had my eyes on, okay, so there's a global pandemic. Where does the carry us go? Where is this taking us to?
How do we benefit from it?
I can't worry, but maybe say something land, address, go back. Wait. Where from they come? Where they go? Who threw this thing? People go to run up and down. No. My own is I want to know where it's coming from, where they go, and stuff. So COVID for me helped me focus on some of the ideas that I have been having in my head since, So COVID helped. Of course, I work as an event producer and as a content creator, right? As an event producer, we've stopped, we stopped heavily human to human interaction to reduce the spread. And of course, event industry took a hit. The creative business, we literally depend on physical contact to vibe off energy as creative people, right? Travels for me was also reduced and things. But you see, I've always thought about ways that we can, what's the word? Galvanize every skill and talent that we have built and use it as an asset. So during the COVID season, me personally, one of the things that I focused on was tidying portfolios. And then I also started reaching out, deep into, works that we've created, our own body of works, and then started reaching out to companies, NGOs, and things to say, okay, you know what, we can create this product for you and stuff. And my brother, we did pretty well. It worked. You see what I mean? It worked. So one of the ways that I have been able to navigate as well is I've always had a very, positive, optimistic mindset. So it helped me in such a time like this. So I need everybody to just use this as an opportunity to know that, look, this is not the last time a pandemic will hit. I am not a messenger of doom, but understand that when COVID came, if the thing affects you where, now is the time to ask yourself those areas that you fell short. Now is the time to equip yourself. If you were broke when the pandemic hit, ask yourself why. Because this is not the last time a pandemic will come. All right? So it's important that the lessons that we have learned from COVID or the pandemic, hold it and correct it, and then use the opportunity to also reach out to other people. So some people now, this is the time to actually invest so much in freelancing. Basically, all the expertise that you have been getting all your life, all the things that you have been passionate about, talented with, all the ideas that you've been tomorrow. If COVID not teach you anything, COVID is supposed to tell you, say, now is the best time to actually use those things to create value for yourself. So this is how I have been working during the season, and it has helped me a great deal. And I think I have also, God has used me to be a blessing to many during the pandemic season. I'm very excited about that.
You're always a blessing, even with the pandemic or not. You have always been a blessing too. In fact, this is the guy that connected me to my first TEDx speak. So if you want to speak in TEDx, Onye Ubanatu, he has spoken in like 4. I think you have done like your 4th TEDx, Abi? Oh yeah, am I correct? 4
well, I've done two TEDx speaking engagement, produced 4. I think the network has gone off again. All right, Segun, I think your internet.
Yeah, okay, I'm back now. Can you hear me?
Oh yeah, I can hear you now. You're back.
Fantastic, thank God. Okay, so finally, Onye Ubanatu, because yes. I know you have to run. I had to drag you out of this meeting, but finally,
yes,
you shared something on Instagram about customer service. You wanted to eat banana bread. Yes. I did not forget. That was how we started this conversation about you being here. And you talked about how this banana bread seller made you feel, even though she had not seen you, you were just chatting on Instagram, and how she made you feel, the experience that she gave to you as a customer made you not just buy one, but you bought 2. And you didn't end at buying 2, you also shared her story. Yes. And because I looked at the comments, a lot of persons went after that to check out her page, and many bought from her. And you were sharing in that post that, look, there are ways you interact with people offline that will make them
And
feel.
she ended up on Tunde Ednot as well.
Wow, just because of that
Yeah.
post. And you know what it means to be on Today Not in Nigeria. It's so. Why I brought you back here is to be able to share. Let the people watching here and the others that are going to watch this video hear your thoughts on how, because people are not taught and people assume that the way we relate face to face is the way we should relate on this medium where we don't see each other.
Yes.
There's something that body language does. There's something about human eye-to-eye contact. There's something that is said by your body talks.
Absolutely.
And if I can't see that body and I'm behind the phone and you are behind the phone, there's a way you will talk to me that will make me want to buy. Onye Ubanatu, especially because we are from this part of the nation where we don't get all of that training. So please highlight it for us before I let you go.
All right, great. So the banana bread woman story, I basically wanted to, so a friend of mine, Dumebi Agbakoba, very amazing friend of mine, she posted something that she was selling this lady's banana bread, and Dumebi is someone that I respect, so I literally just said, oh, great, fantastic. So I followed her and I ordered I sent a message late night and she responded. And then I fell asleep. I woke up the next morning and I saw like tons of messages saying, "Oh, thank you for coming to our page and ordering, blah blah blah." And then I was like, "Oh, great, okay." So I ordered, but you see, more importantly, like you rightly said, the way she responded was so amazing, was so beautiful, was so human. It made me feel good. And instead of doing just one bread, I ordered for two, right? Because I was like, all these customer service on top just one, I think it was 1.5 or 2.5, or so I was like, how many banana bread you want to sell in a day? But I was so moved by it, so I ordered for two, right? And then days after, and the banana bread arrived, and then of course she followed through. Have you gotten your banana bread? I was like, yeah. She was like, oh, how's it? She just went through all that and then closed. And few days later, I woke up and I felt a certain way. And then the first thing that came to my mind was how one banana bread that I bought some days back, how somebody that sold banana bread to me made me feel good about myself. And I was like, wait a minute. Why is this that after days of buying the banana bread, I don't shop the bread safe. The bread don't end up on the banana bread don't end up on Soka pizza. Still, that energy was still coming back. I said, no, this is something. So it taught me something very priceless. That you see in this life, we must continue to understand that marketing is value for value. And a lot of times we tend to focus on what the person won't give us for waiting we give them. For me, what I learned from that is this. Thinking of value for value, you are the one creating the service or the product. So it is truly not just about the product, but how you make the person that is collecting the product from you feel. That is what will make the person remember you among all the many people that do the same business so they do. You see what I mean? So I was like, no. So I picked up my phone and I just said, no, let me just talk about this banana bread. I didn't even reach out to her to say, Madam, I just, as a matter of fact, till that time, I don't even know the name. I had to go and check my Instagram things, like, what's even this business name, So I think it's important to know that when it comes to marketing, how you make people feel will stand the test of time more than the thing. Because after you eat the thing, you go forget. But you see, the experience that brought to you, if it is negative, that negative experience will stay. And anytime you remember that particular brand, your mind will remember that person that you must not deal with. And you will discourage anybody that wants to do business with that person, right? But if a particular brand, either it's a consumable brand or service commodity, if it makes you feel really good, trust me, every now and then you would remember that feeling. Anytime you see any brand that is sold by someone else, it would remind you of that person, and you get that feeling, and it just brings about that referral. So I think the summary of that is this: remember that it is not just the product that you sell that will guarantee high yield in terms of sales or income. It is about the experience you create for people. And this is really, really important, the experience.
Experience, and that's why they talk about cost more than customer service. Now they talk about customer experience, because the experience that the customer gets with you, that, like you said, stays with that customer after he has experienced you. There's a question here. So for those watching, you have a question for Onye Ubanatu. Now is the time to put it in the
I like questions.
comment section. Let's do a fire chat. I'm not fireside. They call it a fire chat that time. Correct me.
There's a question here from YouTube, I think, from Oreva.
Yes, Oreva says, thank you for being here. Well appreciated. When it comes to creating content, what are the key points you note down to reach your clients?
All right. So I want to believe that you are speaking from the perspective of marketing, right? Okay, so you see this thing called reaching clients. Don't confuse it and make it look as if this client, they're not human beings like you. Ask yourself, when you want to buy things online, right? What influences your decision? Ask yourself. Sometimes it might just be that you're buying from someone who gives you tips. You're buying from someone who uses their own page, their own resources to bless other people. That might just be your buying decision, right? So it's important to note that, people respond more to people who they feel connected to from a place of service, not somebody who wants to collect your money. So create contents, right, that sort of bring some sort of help. So if you be makeup artist, don't be posting picture of faces where you make up every time your page, blah, 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 blah. No. Every now and then, give free tutorials. Every now and then, reach out to some random follower on your page and say, yo, I noticed that you don't do XYZ. Would you mind if I do like a free makeup for you? And the person says, oh, wow, really? Nice. Okay, I have this event so and so day, or do you mind if I teach you something? Good. And once that person says yes, invite that person to your studio or do something, create content around that and put it out on your page, right? Another thing is this: your page is usually where people go to. See, social media, people use social media as an escape pod. Social media is not a marketing platform. People keep thinking social media is a marketing platform. It's not a marketing platform. It's where people go to just interact for different things. So marketing is one of them. Buying and selling is one of them. So you don't want people to come to your page, right, and not feel that sense of the reason why I fly, come up for the real life to enter social media, if I'm not getting it from your content, then So try to create content that is so human, that is so organic. Sell your process. Stop selling your end product every time. People want to connect to your process. The legacy of what you do as a business owner is not in your end product. It's in your process. Your legacy is not in your end product, because no matter what you create today, somebody will create a better one tomorrow, right? But you see, your process, that thing that is uniquely you, nobody can take it away. So, however, create content around your process, create content around creating impact for other people with your brand, and people will feel very, very, very connected to you. Now, the tools as to how to create very clean, great content, good content and stuff, go to YouTube, you'll find these tutorials and things. And if you need more help, please send me an Instagram DM. I'm usually very open. I know the celebrities, so I respond to my DM. So I want to believe that these few pointers could actually help you become a better salesperson with your brand on social media. Any more questions? Customer service is I think Segun's internet again. So I just took Oreva's question. So marketing is value for value on point. Yes, that's right. Marketing, sales, business, value for value. all of now maybe say somebody go order shirts, but the shirts come na toilet roll, now go reach the house. So it's value for value. So Okonobo says customer experience. Yes, customer experience is great. Oreva says thank you to Oreva. I really love that sort of question. So any other question?
All right. Any other question? It seems like everybody's sleeping. They just been listening to this worry boy who is speaking and talking all the sweet phoneme. And I'm sure many of them are puzzled. Like, now, wow, this kind of worry boy.
I did tell you, I'll be full worry boy. Who primary school? Who we are nursery at primary school?
Let them know. It's all right. I know Mr. Onye Ubanatu is actually in a meeting. He's in a conference room right now. And there are other people right there waiting for him. But so, for those that will watch this after now, I can promise you, Onye Ubanatu will come back in the comment section and answer your question. So if you put your comment right where you're watching, I'll make sure to tag Onye in it so that he can come answer your question. I want to let him go. I don't want to take advantage of his time. Onye Ubanatu, thank you very much for giving us your time today. We truly do appreciate you. And thank you for holding forth for me, even while I was going off and on. The MTN. I have to say their name now, the MTN. But anyhow, they've been fantastic, but it's just that the rain, I think, has been. But please, everyone, please, let's say thank you to Onye Ubanatu. Let me put it on the screen. Emmanuel says, thank you so much.
Emmanuel, I think all the way from Uyo. Thank you.
Fantastic. Etukudo, welcome. Thank you for joining. Somebody's asking when is the next class. Daniel, the next class is Tuesday, same time, 8 p.m.
But not be me, another person.
Yes. We are having Ufoma Ogbo. Onye, you know Buffy now, Buffy Cookhouse.
Yes.
The best catering company in Warri today. The lady who founded that will be live here with us on Wednesday. She'll be sharing with us how to start a food business. Wisdom classes, thank you, Onye. I think this question is key, but Onye, I will allow you to answer when you come in the comment section. Look at this question. So, was there any point where you wanted to give up? But
okay, let me answer this question.
Do you still have the time?
Yeah, as the last one. I think I have about 5 minutes because 5 minutes. Guys.
Go ahead.
You guys do 5 minutes. All right, great. Okay. All right. Now here's the thing. Any point that I wanted to give up. Listen, the need to give up is almost like every day. And that's the reality. That's the truth. See, I don't belong to this class of people that make their life look all perfect, especially all these motivational speakers and people that we patronize these days that make us look like we're not trying. You know, they do anything. They million steps to becoming great, and stuff. They know they suffer. They know they cry, But the truth is this: if you live in Nigeria, if you live in Africa, if you live in, other parts of the world, you realize that there are peculiar challenges that you have to deal with every day. We are highly affected by the poor policies of the government. We're highly affected by the deplorable states of infrastructures. We're highly affected by the failure of our educational system. Oh, by the way, me, as so I never go to university before for my life. I never sit down for university one day, or the poor structure of our security system and things. Now, you see, these things are enough to cause you to want to give up. But the truth is, once you understand that it is one thing to be passionate about something, is another thing to say you love something and you have solutions. But you see, if you do not have purpose, the day something knock you for, what will pick you up? It is your purpose. It is your why. So I'm just going to use this as an opportunity to say this to everybody that, look, whatever it is that you're doing, if you still have not answered the question of why, revamp that question, because it is very, very important. The question of why are you doing what you're doing? Why are you alive? Why are you here? So in days where you feel like giving up, your why will wake you up. And somebody might be going through something right now and say, man, this life, maybe I should just give up. Let me tell you the truth. Every trying times will come to reveal great opportunities. Every trying times comes to reveal great opportunities. And that's why the day when you can't give up, if you just be saying that day, everything you don't work for your life won't materialize. And that's the reason why every time I feel like giving up, sometimes I go to tell myself, man, I better forget. All this my staff say I go sack all of them. Me all of them go safe. You know, me only me just do, I just do my thing. But again, I think about it that no, you didn't start because of them, bro. You know, so my why has always armed me, you know, to prepare for, you know, times like that. And I'll say this: never, ever give up. Not be every time that they run. Sometimes you go run, sometimes you go crawl, sometimes you go walk out. If you tire, sit down. If you are hungry, eat. If you are not well, get well, but don't stop. So if you ask me, at that time, when I don't feel like giving up every day, sometimes. But I stay resilient. I always remind myself that no, I didn't come this way to now, you know. So we keep doing it every day because the day where you go give up, now that day if you call work, you know, so don't give up.
Fantastic, Onye Ubanatu. Thank you. We've taken your 5 minutes. I must respect your time. Thank you for your time. Everyone says thank you to Onye Ubanatu. We look forward to having you again soon.
Please, I'll gladly come back.
We go walk around and spend 1 hour plus with you when you
make it happen. Let's make it happen. Thank you so much, man.
Thank you for coming. We celebrate you. Thank you for coming, Onye Ubanatu.
Good night, everybody. I love you guys. Stay strong. Stay well.
Thank you. All right. That has been Onye Ubanatu on the program tonight, and I'm sure you enjoyed every bit of it. I'm going to be showing some of your comments before we go. Osin says, awesome. Michael Getty says, the days that you feel like giving up, your wife will wake you up. Fantastic. Konobo Faith says, thank you, Onye Ubanatu from Fabi Diamonds. Omoshawa Jude. Yeah, Worry Shop says, giving up is a skill. Really? Michael Getty said, Jesus, no university education. Wow. That not means school na scam. School is still very, very, very important. Andrew says, thank you very much, sir. I got value. Ugandi says, thank you. You rock the show. Fantastic, fantastic. Thank you from Daniel. And by the way, I said earlier on that next week we'll be having Ufoma Ogbo, the founder of Buffy Cookhouse. She will be telling us how to start a catering or a food business, if you call that, next week, Tuesday, 8 p.m. right here. You don't want to miss that. By the way, Reba is already asking, Buffy Cookhouse, is she sharing food? Let's wait. I'll keep that up. We'll keep our fingers crossed on that. We'll see if she will share food on that day. But you have to join. That's what it means. You have to join next week, Tuesday, 8 p.m. to see if Buffy is going to share food. All right. I think I've gotten quite a few questions. I want to end now because we've gone way beyond our time. But thank you for watching. If you have already liked our page, fantastic. If you have subscribed to our channel, if you haven't, please do that. I would truly appreciate that if you subscribe to the channel. But that said, thank you for watching today's episode. I want to leave you and allow you to go lay your head. I know it has been a hectic day for some of us. Enjoy your evening, and we'll see you next Tuesday. If you have not already shared this stream, please do share it with your contacts. Thank you.